Angel Reese thought she was running the show, but instead, she just got hit with the biggest plot twist of the WNBA offseason. She threw shade, made slick comments, and maybe even thought Brianna Turner would be left without a solid team. But guess what? That move backfired in the worst way possible. Not only did Turner land on her feet, but she leveled all the way up signing with the Indiana Fever, a team that's out here stacking talent like they're building an NBA 2K super team. And now, the whole league is shook. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and now Brianna Turner, Indiana, is not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Meanwhile, Reese is sitting back, watching the Fever turn into a serious championship contender while her own team struggles to keep up. The WNBA just turned into the hottest drama series on TV, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's break it all down. But before we jump into the good stuff, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining our crew, you'll always be in the loop with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and breakdowns of big moves just like this. Don't miss out. We've got every angle covered. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in.
Well, someone who actually broke this story, she said Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court.
Now let's dive into the moment that had everyone talking, because this was a game changer. We all know Angel Reese is one of the most competitive players in the game. She's got that fire, that energy, that I'm gonna prove you wrong mentality. But even she had to pause for a second when she saw Brianna Turner pack her bags, leave Chicago, and sign with Indiana Fever, like she was accepting an invitation to an exclusive club with VIP access. Reese's reaction, one word, wow. And you just know when someone hits you with the dry wow, they're feeling some type of way. But honestly, who wouldn't? This wasn't just a regular signing, this was a straight-up power move. The Indiana Fever was already cooking up something special. They had Caitlin Clark, a generational talent who's already a walking highlight reel. They had Aaliyah Boston, a dominant force in the paint. Add in Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and now Brianna Turner. That's a serious squad. The Fever aren't just stacking players, they're building a fortress. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, Sky fans were staring at their roster like a group project that's missing half its members. So, what's the plan here? They were left wondering how the team was supposed to bounce back from this, especially after missing the playoffs last year.
Funny that all these people who hated the Indiana Fever last year is finally coming around to sign with the team. Go figure.
And let's not forget, Turner wasn't just some bench player. She was a defensive anchor, someone who made an impact every time she stepped on the court. And now, instead of locking down opponents for Chicago, she's doing it for the Fever, a team that's rapidly gaining championship-level talent. This move wasn't just a small shakeup, it sent shockwaves through the league. And if you think that's the end of the story, think again, because Indiana Fever is just getting started. Now let's talk about what this means for the bigger picture. Now let's talk about why this move matters so much. The Indiana Fever front office isn't just signing players, they're assembling an army. They're not here to just participate, they're here to dominate. This is a franchise that has been on the rise for a while, and now they're making it known that they mean business. Every single move they've made in the offseason is pointing to one clear goal: championship contention. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, can drop dimes and hit shots from the parking lot if you don't guard her from half court. That's on you. But while Clark lights it up from deep, Aaliyah Boston is dominating the paint, playing defense like her life depends on it. She's a walking double-double and a nightmare for opponents. Adding veteran experience to the mix, Natasha Howard knows how to win, bringing championship leadership to this squad. And when the game is on the line, DeWanna Bonner is the one you trust. She's a walking bucket with a clutch gene and leadership to match. Every team needs a defensive anchor, and that's where Brianna Turner steps in, doing the dirty work that doesn't always make the highlight reel but wins games. And if you need energy, toughness, and a little bit of trash talk to keep things interesting, Sophie Cunningham is the spark plug ready to fire up the squad and get under the opponent's skin.
The Fever did not come to play. They are on a mission to win now, like 2025 championship season incoming.
At this point, it's like Indiana Fever went to the WNBA free agency market and said, we'll take everything. And let's not forget the real mastermind behind all this, the Fever's front office. They've been playing the long game, stacking up talent while other teams played it safe. They didn't just go for flashy names. They went for the right mix of youth, experience, and grit. Now they're sitting on a roster that could genuinely compete for a title, and they're not afraid to let the world know it.
What Steph White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than phenomenal, in my opinion.
Indiana Fever fans have been waiting for this moment for years, and now they finally have a team that looks like a serious contender. The pieces are in place, and with the kind of momentum they're building, they're not just here to make the playoffs, they're here to win it all. So, what does this mean for the rest of the league? Well, if you're on another WNBA team, you might want to start strategizing now, because the Fever are coming for that top spot. Let's break it down. What this means for Angel Reese in the Sky. Now let's flip the script and talk about what this means for Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky. Listen, nobody is questioning Angel Reese's talent. She's a hooper through and through. She's got that undeniable star power, the drive to win, and the ability to make game-changing plays. But let's be real, she's not working with the best roster right now. The Chicago Sky just lost a key piece, and their off-season strategy looks like someone trying to cook a 5-star meal with only salt and pepper. Where's the flavor? Where's the firepower? Because right now, Chicago is looking a little bland compared to the competition. Reese has made it clear she's staying loyal to Chicago, and that's great. Loyalty is rare in professional sports these days. But here's the harsh truth. Loyalty doesn't win championships, talent does. And right now, the talent gap between Indiana and Chicago is wide. It's not even close. While the Fever is collecting star players like Infinity Stones, Chicago is stuck trying to figure out how to stay competitive. Reese can be the heart and soul of the Sky, but she can't do it alone. Even the best players need support, and unless the front office makes some major moves, she's looking at a season filled with frustration. Because let's be real, one player can only do so much. Basketball is a team sport, and Chicago isn't giving her the weapons she needs to succeed. The problem isn't just losing Turner. It's the fact that while Indiana's getting better, Chicago is standing still. And in a league that's evolving this quickly, standing still is the same as moving backward. Other teams are making moves, upgrading their rosters, and preparing for a deep playoff run. Meanwhile, the Sky is hoping that hard work and hustle will be enough. Spoiler alert, it won't be. So what does this mean for the rest of the league? Whoa, you've made it this far. That must mean you're really enjoying the video, right? So why not take a quick second to hit that follow button? It's totally free, super simple, and helps us keep bringing you more awesome content, especially if you love the WNBA. Whether it's game highlights, player spotlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we've got you covered. Plus, by following, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Go on, tap that follow now. All right, let's jump back in. When the WNBA's biggest stars start reacting to your team's moves, you know something big is happening. A'ja Wilson was already side-eyeing the Fever's roster construction like, oh, so we're doing this now? Other teams are checking their depth charts and realizing that Indiana isn't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And let's not forget the fans. Fever fans are floating on cloud 9 right now, talking big, predicting deep playoff runs, and even whispering about championships like it's a secret too good to keep. Meanwhile, Sky fans, they're stuck in the "it's fine, we'll be okay" phase of denial. Deep down, they know their team has some catching up to do. This shift in power isn't just a small ripple, it's a full-blown tsunami, and the WNBA landscape will never be the same. Indiana isn't waiting around to be contenders. They're skipping the slow build and fast-tracking their way to dominance. But let's zoom out for a second, because this is bigger than just one team. This is a league-wide shakeup that's about to change the way front offices approach team building. So how does this affect everyone else? Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about one team signing one player. It's about the WNBA entering a new era, one where teams aren't just playing to be competitive, they're building dynasties. Super teams are forming, rivalries are heating up, and the competition is fiercer than ever. The days of one or two dominant teams are fading fast. Now it's an arms race, and every franchise is scrambling to keep up. The Indiana Fever isn't just trying to be good, they're trying to be great. They see what teams like the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty have built, and they're making it clear they're coming for that top spot. They're not interested in slow rebuilds or give it time excuses. They're making moves that say, we're here and we're ready to win now. Meanwhile, other teams are feeling the pressure. Chicago needs to figure out how to rebuild around Reese before she decides to take her talents elsewhere. The Aces are looking over their shoulder, wondering how long they can maintain their dominance before another team catches up. And the Liberty? They might have the star power, but they're realizing that simply having big names isn't enough anymore. They need to keep growing, evolving, and adjusting to this new landscape of competition. The WNBA is no longer just about being good, it's about being elite. The level of talent coming into the league is higher than ever before. Teams can't afford to sit back and hope for success. They have to go out and grab it. And Indiana is leading the charge.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what everybody talked about when we were in the playoffs last year of, we really didn't have much experience at all playing in playoff games. I don't know what the exact number was, but we really lacked in that area.
All right, y'all, what a wild ride this has been. The WNBA offseason is turning into straight-up reality TV. And the Indiana Fever just flipped the whole script. They're not just stacking players, they're building a powerhouse. Meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Sky are looking around like, okay, what's next? But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Indiana just made themselves championship contenders? Can Angel Reese and the Sky bounce back, or are they in for a tough season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'm reading all of them. And hey, if you made it this far, you must be loving the content, right? So do me a quick favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free, and it helps us keep bringing you the best WNBA content out there. We've got player updates, game breakdowns, and all the drama you don't want to miss. So stay locked in, because this season is about to get crazy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.